On the surface, a palm is just skin, flesh, and lines. But ancient traditions whisper of something more, an invisible script written across the left hand, a secret that can mark a person as chosen. Imagine looking closely, not casually, but with intent. The faint ridges and shadows are no longer random. They begin to form patterns, shapes, symbols. A hidden cross, a delicate star, a circle like an eye staring back. For most, these lines mean nothing, but for a rare few, they are said to be proof, a spiritual seal burned into the flesh long before birth, announcing a destiny that cannot be ignored. In temples of India, under the flicker of oil lamps, Hindu sages spoke of the left palm as the mirror of fate, untouched by daily decisions. Meanwhile, Buddhist monks quietly taught that karmic marks travel with the soul through lifetimes, and sometimes they manifest as signs etched into the hand. Not everyone bears them, only those bound to a higher purpose. Only those whose lives are woven into a greater story. Legends spread of wanderers who spent years searching for their calling, only to discover that the answer was etched into their skin all along. Their palms revealed strange marks that no one else around them carried, marks that drew teachers to them, trials toward them, and eventually followers who believed they were destined for something more. The atmosphere around such a person was never ordinary. They walked into a room and shadows seemed to stir. Dreams followed them. Strangers confided in them as though they carried a hidden light. Yet this gift was also a burden. The chosen were often tested, their lives marked by struggle as much as by triumph. The question is not whether these marks exist. They do. The question is whether you dare to see them, because to recognize such a sign in your palm is to confront the possibility that your life is not entirely your own, that you were shaped for something larger, and the path ahead will demand both sacrifice and strength. Look again at the lines on your left hand. Do they curve like rivers flowing toward a single point? Do they cross in sharp angles like swords clashing? Or do they form something that cannot easily be explained? Ancient wisdom says, these are not random. They are messages. They are contracts written in flesh, waiting for the moment you are ready to read them. And if a mark does reveal itself, are you prepared for what it means? Because destiny does not come quietly. It waits patiently until you are no longer blind to its call. And when you finally see the seal of the chosen one, you will understand your journey has only just begun. The star in the center of the palm. Among all the strange markings that have ever appeared on human hands, the star is considered the most mysterious, the most powerful, and also the rarest. When this formation shows itself, lines intersecting in such a way that they form a clear, radiant star, it is said that the person who carries it has been chosen long before their birth. This star is not a coincidence. Ancient palmists believed that only souls carrying immense karmic weight could manifest such a mark. Buddhist monks and Hindu sages both wrote that when a star emerges in the very center of the left palm, it symbolizes the convergence of energies from past, present, and future lives. In other words, this person does not walk alone. They carry generations of vows, blessings, and deaths within their flesh. To the untrained eye, the mark may look like just a cluster of lines, But to those who know, it radiates like a seal of destiny. The star is a beacon. It suggests a person who has been entrusted with the role of guiding others, of opening a path where none existed. In many traditions, the star bearer is not just someone who achieves personal success. They become a turning point for their family, their community, sometimes even for history itself. Yet such a gift is never free. With this mark often comes a heavy burden. The star in the palm pulls its owner toward trials, tests of patience, strength, and spirit. These trials are not punishments, but initiations, shaping the individual into the leader or healer they were meant to be. Many who carry this sign report feeling different even from childhood, sensing emotions others hide, attracting both admiration and envy, walking through life as if destiny itself is always watching. The star is also said to heighten one's inner energy. People with this mark are believed to possess a strange magnetism, drawing others to them without effort. In some cases, they develop uncanny intuition, a sense of knowing events before they unfold. In others, they become protectors, shielding their families from unseen misfortunes. Whatever the form, the influence of the star extends beyond the self. It always reaches outward. But there is a warning woven into the myth of the star. Energy this strong must be handled with balance. If the bearer succumbs to greed, anger, or selfishness, the very same power that was meant to guide can turn destructive, scattering their life into chaos. The star amplifies what is already within. It is neither purely blessing nor curse. It is potential, raw and unshaped. In Buddhist philosophy, the star-shaped marking may be viewed as the physical echo of a bodhisattva vow, a soul that chose to return to aid in the liberation of others. The mark becomes a reminder that the person's life is not solely their own. It belongs in part to the greater web of humanity. Hindu texts add another layer, describing the star as a chakra of fate, a wheel of energy that spins within the palm, marking the hand as a tool of destiny. So if you one day notice a true star in the center of your left hand, pause and reflect. It is not just a symbol, it is a mirror of your soul's journey. It says, you are here not by chance, but by choice, by design, perhaps even by divine decree. And the question that follows is simple yet terrifying. Will you embrace this destiny or spend your life running from it? Because the star does not fade. Once it is revealed, it will always remind you, there is no ordinary life for the chosen.
The cross in the palm. Among the mysterious markings that can appear on the left hand, none stirs both awe and fear quite like the cross. Two lines, intersecting with clarity, carved into the flesh not by accident, but by something older, something unseen. In palmistry, the cross is never taken lightly. It is called the seal of trials, a sacred sign that whispers of struggle, sacrifice, and transformation. When a true cross reveals itself in the palm, it is said that the soul has chosen a difficult path. Unlike the star, which often symbolizes radiant energy, the cross is the emblem of endurance. It marks a person who will walk through shadows before stepping into light. Hardships, losses, betrayals, or illnesses may be woven into their journey, not to destroy them, but to forge them. Just as fire tempers steel, the cross burns away weakness until only strength remains. In ancient Hindu texts, the cross in the left palm was often interpreted as the sign of karma repayment. Those who carry it are believed to be souls who, in past lives, made vows or incurred debts so deep that they now must face their resolution. But this repayment is not punishment, it is initiation. Through each challenge, the bearer of the cross sheds illusions, awakens wisdom, and moves closer to spiritual mastery. Buddhist teachings add another layer of meaning. The cross reflects dukkha, the suffering inherent in life, but it also points to the noble truth that suffering, when understood, becomes the doorway to enlightenment. A person with this mark is often tested more severely than others, yet these very tests open within them an uncommon depth of compassion and resilience. They learn not only to survive their own burdens, but to guide others through theirs. Throughout history, leaders, healers, and mystics were said to carry this sign. They were not born into ease, but into storms. Their authority did not come from privilege, but from scars. People trusted them not because they claimed power, but because they had endured. They had looked into darkness and returned with light. The cross in the poem, then, is not a curse. It is a promise that through pain comes awakening, and through trials comes transformation. Yet this sign is not without danger. The same energies that can elevate the bearer to wisdom can also consume them if resisted. A person with this mark who denies their path may fall into despair, bitterness, or self-destruction. The cross demands surrender, courage, and the willingness to walk a difficult road with faith that meaning lies beyond it. Those who accept the burden of the cross often find themselves drawn into roles of guidance, teachers, spiritual leaders, protectors of their community. Their words carry weight because they are not theories, but truths carved into the soul through lived experience. In this sense, the cross becomes not only a symbol of suffering, but of authority, trust, and transformation. So, if you discover a cross etched sharply in your left palm, know that it is not ordinary. It is a seal, a contract between your soul and the universe. It means you will not walk an easy road, but you will walk a meaningful one. And in the end, you may emerge not just as a survivor, but as a master, someone who transforms hardship into wisdom and burden into light for others to follow. The cross does not lie. It reveals both the trials ahead and the greatness they are meant to awaken within you.
The triangle mark on the palm. Hidden within the delicate lines of the palm, there are rare formations that seem less like coincidence and more like whispers from the universe. Among them, the triangle is considered one of the most mystical and sacred symbols. It is not merely the crossing of three lines, but rather a sign of cosmic intention, a doorway to unseen protection. In ancient palmistry, the triangle represents universal wholeness. Its three sides symbolize heaven, earth, humanity, or past, present, future. When this mark appears in the palm, it is interpreted as a divine shield. Those who carry it are said to walk through life with unseen guardians. They may face dangers, accidents, or life-threatening moments, yet somehow they escape when survival seems impossible. Stories are told of individuals who narrowly avoided fatal crashes, recovered from incurable illnesses, or overcame devastating trials, all of them united by one mysterious detail: the triangle etched on their left palm. In Buddhist and Hindu traditions, the triangle also embodies wisdom and awakening. Its upward peak points toward enlightenment, reminding us of the spirit's journey beyond worldly attachments. People with this mark often possess sharp intuition, sensing events before they unfold. They do not simply survive tragedies, they emerge transformed, as if destined to gain profound insight through their ordeals. Another dimension of the triangle is its energetic resonance. Like the ancient pyramids, which were believed to channel cosmic energy, the triangle on the palm symbolizes an individual's ability to attract and balance subtle forces.
Such individuals often radiate a calm strength, becoming protectors and guiding lights for those around them. If you carry the triangle mark on your left palm, know that you are under the protection of the universe. Yet this protection is not given so you can live in comfort. It is a reminder that your life has purpose. Share your resilience and wisdom with others, for in becoming a shield and a beacon to those in darkness, you fulfill the mission of the Chosen One.
The spiral mark, the gateway of the chosen. Among all palm markings, none are as mysterious or as rare as the spiral. Unlike the straight lines of fate or the angular shapes of stars and crosses, the spiral is fluid, alive, and dynamic. It curls inward like a secret being drawn to the center of existence, and outward like a key unlocking the unseen realms. To discover a spiral or circular formation on the left palm is often interpreted as a gateway mark. In ancient traditions, this was not merely a sign of luck, but of profound responsibility. Those who carry it are believed to stand between two worlds, the tangible, material world of form and the invisible dimension of spirit. The spiral is one of the oldest sacred symbols, appearing in Buddhist mandalas, Hindu yantras, Celtic carvings, and even prehistoric cave art. It represents the journey of the soul, from ignorance to awakening, from the outer chaos of life toward the inner stillness of truth. For this reason, individuals with the spiral on their palm are often said to be gifted with heightened spiritual sensitivity. These people may experience vivid dreams, prophetic visions, or intuitive insights that prove uncannily accurate. They are the ones who can sense danger before it arrives, feel the emotions of others deeply, or receive guidance from the unseen. Many spiritual teachers say that the spiral mark is the signature of a natural seer, a soul whose mission is not only to protect themselves, but also to help guide others through the darkness. Yet the spiral also carries a warning. A gateway, after all, opens both ways. If misused, the same sensitivity that grants wisdom can also bring burden, overwhelming emotions, fear, or spiritual confusion. This is why those who bear the spiral are advised to cultivate clarity, compassion, and discipline. Without inner balance, the gift may feel more like a curse. If you carry the spiral mark, remember that you are standing at the threshold of two realms. Use this gift with mindfulness. Trust your intuition, but ground it in wisdom and compassion. The universe did not choose you by accident. You were given this mark because your soul is ready to see beyond illusions and to help awaken others to the deeper truth of existence.
Marks such as the star, the cross, the triangle, or the spiral are never random scratches on the skin. To those who look deeply, they are messages from the universe, quiet whispers etched into the palm, waiting for the right moment to be understood. Those who carry these rare signs often share striking similarities in their lives. They tend to possess a heightened intuition, the kind that lets them sense danger before it arrives or recognize truth in the midst of deception. Many feel a deep pull to serve others, as though their lives are woven into a larger story where they are tasked with guiding, healing, or protecting. But this blessing rarely comes without trials. The lives of the marked are often filled with storms, financial struggles, emotional upheavals, betrayals, or sudden turns of fate. But these hardships are not punishments. They are initiations. Each fall chisels away the illusion of ego, and each rise reveals more of their true essence. By the later chapters of their journey, their light shines brighter precisely because of the shadows they endured. This perspective resonates deeply with Buddhist philosophy. In the Dharma, it is said, "Within every being lies the seed of enlightenment, but only a few are chosen to ignite the flame that guides others." The marks in the palm can be seen as reminders of this truth. They signify a soul that carries both the potential and the responsibility to awaken not only themselves, but also those around them. The star bearer may inspire hope. The cross bearer may embody resilience. The triangle bearer may walk under divine protection. The spiral bearer may open the gateway to higher wisdom. Each one, in their own way, reflects the timeless teaching. Life is not only about personal destiny, but about service to the greater whole. If you find one of these marks on your palm, don't dismiss it as coincidence. Reflect on your journey, your trials, and your inner calling. Perhaps the universe has been speaking to you all along, asking not only who you are, but who you were always meant to become.
If the idea of being marked by the universe stirs something within you, it's time to take a closer look. The process is simple, but it requires patience and full attention. Step 1. Cleanse your hand. Wash your hands thoroughly with clean water and gently dry them. This is not only for clarity of vision, but also to approach the act with a sense of purity, as if preparing for a small ritual. Step 2. Illuminate the palm. Sit somewhere quiet and shine a bright light directly onto your left palm. Natural sunlight is ideal, but a steady lamp works just as well. The goal is to make the lines stand out, sharp and clear. Step 3. Study the center. Bring your focus to the central area of your palm. Slowly trace the intersecting lines with your eyes, noticing shapes that may have gone unseen before. Be mindful. Sometimes the mark is bold and obvious, other times it's faint, hidden within overlapping patterns. Step 4. Compare with the sacred signs. Look carefully. Do you see the star shining through? The cross carved by destiny? The triangle bound in sacred protection? Or the spiral curling like a gateway to other realms? If even one of these appears, pause, breathe, reflect. This is not something to dismiss lightly. It may be the universe's way of reminding you that you are not ordinary. Such markings are invitations, not decorations. They call you to walk with awareness, to honor your trials, and to embrace your deeper mission. Whether you are meant to guide, to protect, or to awaken, the first step is recognition. Your left palm is not just skin and lines. It is a map, a mirror of your soul's journey. By examining it with care, you may uncover signs that confirm what you've always suspected, that your life holds a purpose far beyond the ordinary.
Every sacred mark carries two faces, blessing and burden. To bear the star, the cross, the triangle, or the spiral is not simply a gift. It is also a test. Many who hold these signs rise to greatness, but some fall into tragedy when they fail to honor their path. The truth is this: a mark alone does not make you chosen. It is your actions, your discipline, and the purity of your heart that determine whether the sign becomes a guiding light or a heavy curse. In Buddhist thought, this is the law of karma. What you cultivate within will eventually bloom outward. If you give in to greed, ego, or selfish desires, the same destiny that promised protection may turn into a chain of misfortune. The star may fade into isolation, the cross into endless struggle, the triangle into false security, the spiral into confusion and fear. A destiny ignored is often harsher than one never offered at all. But if you walk with mindfulness, compassion, and courage, these marks become shields and beacons. They guide you through storms, remind you of your mission, and connect you to the greater flow of the universe. So consider this not only a revelation, but also a warning. To be chosen is to be responsible. And now, the final question, the one that only you can answer. Look at your left palm right now. Do you carry the mark of the chosen?